Hey everybody, my name's Chad Hoku, and I'm the owner and primary artist for Hoku Props, and I run a special effects company doing prop armor, prop weapons, specifically for the cosplay community. I've always been a nerd. I've always been the weird individual that didn't necessarily fit in with the social norm, and that same mentality has kind of followed through in my adult life as well. I like to think that I still make toys essentially as a living, and I love it, and I wouldn't change what I do. My dad taught me as a kid fabrication skills. Specifically, I learned things like working with fiberglass, even carpentry work. Most importantly, he taught me how to paint. And so utilizing all of those skills and being the nerdy person that I am and having all these fascinations with Star Wars and the video game world and fantasy and Lord of the Rings, really the whole 9 yards, that all kind of came together into the person that I am today. And so I worked on Hoku Props, and I built Hoku Props, and I guess what you would say is I became Hoku Props during that entire school, college career I had for business. But at one point, Hoku Props started becoming a little too successful, and I couldn't keep up with it and balance school. So I spent a lot of time trying to keep the two in balance while not sacrificing the progress I'd made in either respect. To kind of compound the issue, a few years back I had a really bad shop accident where a piece of equipment that I was working with failed, and it resulted in this injury. But what's funny about losing an eye at that point is it really changed every single technique that I had. I almost want to say that having to do that has given me a more polished, more refined technique, and it's resulted in, spectacular products and spectacular opportunities that have shown up. I had a friend near here out in Orange County that worked at a makerspace called Urban Workshop, I believe, and they utilize a Laguna tool. My friend that goes there, he really enjoyed using the router, and so I started looking into Laguna, and I noticed that they were not very far. And if I can purchase a device that I can go see in person and tour and demo and experience, I feel much more comfortable purchasing that than just kind of like throwing darts at a purchase and hoping it is not totally a lemon and junk. And so it was at that point I contacted Laguna, said, hey, here's what I do, here's what I want to do. Can I come down and see your stuff? And some places get a little standoffish, like, oh, well, that's not really how we do things, blah, blah, blah. But when I called Laguna, they were just like, oh, for sure, let's schedule a meeting, come down, you can see everything we have. And it was that kind of passion and mentality that, hey, we're making cool stuff, we know it, but we also want to provide the opportunity to all of these people that can potentially make cool stuff with our cool stuff. So when I wanted to go down and check out the machine, I had called and got a hold of an individual by the name of John Carrasco. And John was a very nice individual. You could tell that he, was interested in kind of showing me what was going on and what sort of machines that were available down at Laguna Tools. I decided that I wanted to go with the Swift 4x4, which was the self-standing one, specifically because the rigidity purposes and whatnot. It really revolutionized my work in the sense that the accuracy of the unit, the stability of the unit, the rigidity of the unit, the cutting ability is far superior than really any other machine I've ever worked with. So Reinhardt. Reinhardt is a character from a video game called Overwatch that's produced by Blizzard. Now, as you play through the game, you start getting alternative skins and clothes and armor designs for the character. And at one point you get a couple of armor sets that show Reinhardt without his helmet on. And so he's this light-skinned, white-haired, grandfatherly character who's missing his left eye. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, it's meant to be, right? Last year, 2016, I was given the opportunity to compete in a really large costume contest. And the costume contest was for TwitchCon 2016, which is ran by Twitch, which is the largest streaming organization online, or really in the world. And they provide live streaming services not only for video games, but also for creatives like myself. So I did, and the costume I planned on was Reinhardt. But I specifically wanted to do the Lionheart skin. That's the golden one that is down in the shop and that you guys have seen me wearing. And so through Twitch, I was able to broadcast the entire build of Lionheart and showcase all of the different techniques that I used. And one of the things that I used that really set me apart from everybody else is I did a lot of CNC work. And the CNC work was all using CNCs, a bunch of different CNC processes. So 3D printing, laser cutting, CNC routing. That's where Laguna came in. I used their router that I owned. And you know, it's really important to mention that it's through the use of computer-aided design, 3D modeling, and a CNC that has allowed me to grow, especially post-accident. You know, it was after the accident that I started conforming a little bit more from hand fabrication to really all being computer-based design and then fabrication from that point on. So when we showed up at Lionheart and we had a perfectly symmetrical costume that utilized all sorts of different techniques, you know, we won, and we won the grand prize, which was $15,000, and we won this beautiful trophy. And it was a really heartwarming, wonderful experience. And you know, I gotta say, if it hadn't been for the Laguna Swift 4x4 CNC downstairs, the costume would not have been what it was. A lot of people might not realize this, but that costume was built literally in about 3 months. So I need to be able to produce stuff fast. And I could only do that because I had the router downstairs. And I really believe that by teaching people how to do the things that I do and allowing them to run with it and start experimenting, you know, hopefully I'm doing a good job, because this means when they learn these cool things, they come back to me and they say, hey Hoku, you know, I took what you taught me and I tried something out and it worked really well. Check this out. I really like that I can inspire people in that sense. You know, case in point, like a CNC router from Laguna. When people ask me what CNC router would I recommend a CNC router from Laguna. If they ask me who they should just buy equipment from, I say check out Laguna, because Laguna offers really, really good, reliable products, which is something that is immensely important. So for that, I really thank everybody that allows me to teach them.